me tell you how much that I love you. You found me no search. It's like you knew that inside I was hurting. I was so young, said no chance, but you gave me a shot at a romance. I feel like you were like an angel sent to bring me life. Now that I'm with you, me want to say that me love you, that me love you, that me love. Hey, me no go one day wonder what up my baby, that me love, that me love. And I dance and sing and I sing because you make my life complete. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's for me. Shut up, 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 shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's for me. I've never felt this way. So when they ask us, say, oh yeah, we're going all the way. So me, we happy, love you all the time and things. Sometimes I wonder if the thing could cut us under to get under. I know. With your love in my life control that I laid out my life this way. Do anything to make you stay. All of the blessings they come my way, and all the bad things they turn another way. Sometimes life is such a scare. Your love gives me the strength to bear. Oh, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's fun. Shut up, 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 shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's for me. Ooh, listen, that might have been the best that I've ever hit that note. I don't know. That might have been the best I've ever hit that note. Greetings and grand risings, family, and motherfuckers. And how you doing? Yes, the fuck, ma'am, Nene. Okay, I hit that note. Okay, so today is probably going to be triggers for some folks, and I don't know or don't give a fuck, but just want you to know that it may be a little triggering for some. You just finished watching the stank walk, okay? Because period, okay? It may be a little triggering for some people, but that's all right, because we're going to get into it. I was triggered by some things and inspired by some things. Please forgive my printer as she is printing what we need for her to print this horizon. For those of you who know me, and you really know me, you know that I love opera. And so I have a particular opera singer that I really, really like. In a particular song. Greetings, Nick T, Aubrey, Sweet Jensen, Shaquila, Got It, Tap In, Shay, the Scorpio, Chantel, Gemini. Greetings, everyone. Everyone's. Nicole Woods, Ayana Jones. So, hey, Malika Music. Hey, girl. Memory, Peacefully Humble. Greetings, everyone's. Lori, Michelle, Erica Kane. Let's see, Siobhan Smith, Magina, Pia Parker, Sage 11, 111, Monet, Chanel, Tawana, Mr. Tawana. Greetings, hey, Sheetable, Unapologetically. Greetings, everyone. Gratitude for showing up. And Miss Stacy Armstrong. Listen, while I make my tea and the papers finish printing out, I am going to play you one of my favorite opera singers. We're going to raise the frequency a little different today. Yes, we're going to raise the frequency just a little differently today. Okay, Aubrey Marie. Her name is Kathleen Battle. Kathleen Battle Rossini. And this is Una Voce Poca Fa. I love this song. I try to sing it even though I cannot sing opera, but I love it. I grew up on opera. I went to Hawthorne Elementary in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we were a very cultured group of children. We often had the Nutcracker would come and perform. We would have the Harlem Globetrotters once a year, trotters. They would come out and they would play. We would get to be on the basketball court with them, and we would get to pass the ball. Grew up with the Harlem Globetrotters. They were very community oriented, okay? And then we would have the opera come out. And the opera would come out and they would perform, and it was a beautiful thing. And we would put on plays, and we would sing, and we would do a lot of things. I loved Hawthorne Elementary, I must say that. But even in still, I also saw some things as a little girl that I recognized that may have not always been great. So as I make my tea, I'm going to raise the frequency to Miss Kathleen Battle Rossini. This is Una Voce Poca Fa.
Il mio cor ferito e già il fiato si giurai in cielo si
Come on, Kathleen. Come on, Malika. Come on, Malika. She is a melanite. Kathleen is a beautiful melanite. Guided Air Child is one of my moderators. Yes. Yes, Kathleen. Yes. Come on, Malika. Come on, Malika. I fall asleep to this. I put this on to go to sleep. Come on, Kathleen. Come on, Kathleen. Woo! Kathleen will put it in your soul. I absolutely love Kathleen Battle Rossini. That range, I'm telling you the truth. I grew up on opera. I absolutely love it. The only MELANITE that I used to see growing up was Jessie Norman. She's a well-known Black lady that is an opera singer. And now it's more and more of us that are doing it. If we're not too in a rush for this here Bible study, I would definitely love to give you another one of my favorites that Kathleen does. And it's not very long, but let me see here. It's called O Mio Babino Caro. And it's 3 minutes, but this is Kathleen Battle as well. You've probably heard this one before. O mio babino caro. Malika. It's one of my favorites. It makes me want to cry. I love it. Yes, Aubrey. It brings tears to my eyes. I absolutely love it. This is O Mio Babino Caro. I won't listen to opera if it's sang in English. I only love it if it's in a different language. That way I don't know what's being said. I can just tune into the frequency and I love it. I love the range. I just absolutely love it. Reason why I mean her range. I mean Shay. Reason why I wanted to start with this rising is because it is always, said that we're not cultured. We're not a cultured people. And I know that is a lie. Yesterday, I was so in my feelings and I said, I almost hate us. You know what I mean? And I said, it's not self-hate. It's hate of the situation. It's hate of how we're allowing things to go, and you cried. I know. I love it. And I want us to always be inspired to be our best selves, because we are always demoralized and taken for granted as we take ourselves for granted. I'm going to play a small clip that was sent to me. The whole video was sent to me yesterday, but this small clip stood out to me so that I sent it over to my friend Malika. And I says, check out what Mike Tyson says.
You gonna be my you gonna be my helper with that.
No, because I see you're worthy of that. You have to believe that you're worthy of that.
Yeah. I got feelings, I got.
He's speaking to Little Boosie.
I got no motherfucking feelings for nobody, like especially for the gay community. My tour manager gay. I got cousins who gay.
No. Listen, you love everybody.
Yeah.
You just don't love yourself.
Sometimes
you're a good man. No, I know you're a good man. You're like me. I'm a good man. You're a good man. You just have to believe you're a good man. You don't have to make nobody happy. You don't have to kiss nobody's ass. So you have to let people know that you're a good man. And every time somebody makes you mad, that means they're your master. They control your emotion. They control your feel. How does motherfucker that make you feel a certain way? Because they may say you're a nigga. So how you gonna let somebody control your life and your emotions, your mood? You're not gonna live like we're not living on human beings.
He said, when you allow people to make you angry, when you allow certain things in your life, that means that they are your master, because you have now allowed them to do certain things. I hope that you got your pens and papers today. It is time to get started with your BIBAH study. Okay. Yes. We're going to look at some definitions. Let me get my stuff in order here. because I'm gonna bring it to you, and I'm gonna just bring it to you the best way I know how. Today is called Obey Your Masters. Master equals genome, immoral equals melanite. Question. Okay. Now, when I heard that, it triggered something in me, and I don't know, maybe it has triggered something in you as well. So I wanted to, because I started watching, I don't know what the fuck, Jesse Peterson popped up on my my timeline of YouTube, right? And I absolutely cannot stand Jesse Peterson. He is so degrading towards the Melanite community because he is filled with self-hate. He believes that he is correct in his thinking, and by all rights and accounts, he has the right to do that. His truth is his truth. It doesn't mean that it is the truth of everyone in the nation, okay? So just as mine is not the truth of everyone in the nation. However, my truth is my truth. Does Jesse Peterson sometimes bring up a good point? He may bring up a good point, but I don't believe he actually stands on where he's trying to go with it. Okay. He deflects and he says things that are very demoralizing and not conducive to the way that he believes things should go, because he speaks hate over the Melanite community. So he says that Black people, and let's keep in mind of what we discussed the other day. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. And I understand very well that he is not speaking to us Melanites, child. This is just the broken mentality of a man with self-hate. But if we are not careful, it is this rhetoric that can spread inside of our own community and has spread it upon our communities, in which this is the language of the genome. This is how things have spread it and how self-hate has spread it. Okay. That's right. Don't allow others' behavior to destroy your inner peace. Absolutely. So he says that Black people have no morals. He basically says that we're lazy. Is there some truth to that we're lazy? Absolutely. You've been trained to do so. You've been trained to believe that. We've been trained in such a way that if you train your children to be corrupted, to be horrible people, to be untrainable, unruly, to torture, you cannot then say, my child is bad as hell. It will be truth to that. But was this child born bad and corrupted? Or did you train this child because of a lack of knowledge or a lack of self-love or a lack of whatever? So you did not give that child a chance to grow to its fullest potential, his or her fullest potential. But then you have now damned this child, even in the eyes of others, because who are you speaking that rhetoric to when you say my child is bad as hell? Now, when we say that, I want you to look at those two words, bad and hell. Hell is supposed to be a place of brimstone and fire in which you would go for committing sins and atrocities. Bad is the opposite of good, meaning you are corrupted, meaning you have no moral standing or ground. That is what you have now spoken over your child. You have now put that into the ether of that child's universe. It is not going to be your only time saying it. Matter of fact, you're probably going to say it several times over. Hell is indeed real because we're in it. Hell is not an actual place that you will be going to after your passing. Hell is where you are right now, and that is what we're getting ready to discuss. This is not a debate. This is Bible study. I've done a live called We're in Hell. And that is where we are. That may not be your truth, but that is my truth, and that is the truth in which I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. People do get rewarded for doing evil. Hashtag George Zimmerman. So I want you to look at it because Mike Tyson said that when you give people authority over how you respond, how you react, how you show up, they become your master. Let's look at the term master by etymology, please. Master, a man. Let's stop. A man. Now, this is by etymology. Now, I'm going to stop for a second because now I'm going to go to the definition. Master, a man. Now, there's other words that follow that, but I want you to hear that from etymology as well as definition. Let's go back now. Okay, so by definition, master, a man who has people working for him, especially servants or slaves. Please hear that. A man who has people working for him, especially servants and slaves. A man in charge of an organization or group. Okay. Verb, acquire complete knowledge or skill in, accomplish technique, meaning you are very, very, very focused on something and you have now mastered it. Okay. Okay. This is not a debate. This is Bible study. Okay. Please do not teach in my chat. Okay. Gratitude. 2, to gain control of, overcome. And you can say that in a sense of I've mastered my fears and I have mastered you. I have now gained control of, I have now overcome. Okay. So now going back to the etymology of the word master, a man having control or authority over a place, a teacher or tutor of children, chief, head, director, teacher. It's French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Dutch, German. He who is greater. Root, mig, great, from the influence in the Middle English by the Old French. Okay. We're about to get into it. Hold on. Let me get my second part of that. Let that just go. Hold on now. Hold on. We getting into this thing. Let me find my other little piece of it. Here we go. All right. Man eminently or perfectly skilled in something. Also one who is chief teacher of another in religion, philosophy, religious instructor, spiritual guide, sense of master, workman or craftsman, workman who is qualified to teach apprentices and carry on a trade on his own account. Okay. So this is kind of where it comes from, as well as the word, what's the word? Hold on. Let me go back to the word. I want to get the word. It's the word. Maestro. Okay. The word maestro. So now, where else? So now Mike Tyson just told you, when you give somebody control over how you think or show up. They become your master. Are you aware that in the Bible that they want you to believe that the Jesus character is your master? Let's start there. Please put your hand up if you knew that you are supposed to refer to Jesus as your master. I'm not making it up. You are supposed to, you are expected to refer to Jesus as your master. Please put your hand up, put a 1 in the chat, put a finger up, something, please. Let's see as we're going into it. I see Jerry L says yes. Tamika Washington says yes. All right, we got some hands up. Majestic, Pia, Shandy, Unapologetically, Brandy, Tarina, Nick T, Jazzy, Yuki, Renee, Kishanda, Adia. He learned from his master. Okay, so you are expected to come into agreement, a covenant, meaning contract. Again, we've already discussed that previously. In understanding that you are supposed to reference and believe that the Jesus character is your master. Let's go into the Bible and I will show you that. Now, okay, let me pause myself because, see, I don't want to get ahead of myself too far because I pulled some statistics, and I pulled them because Jesse Lee Peterson said that Black people are immoral. We have no morals, and that's just the way we're going to teach today. He said that we have no morals and that we are the ones who have babies out of wedlock. Now, I only looked up genome and all and MELANITE statistics because I just want to point out something, because I just talked about training, right? Training and how we are disarmed from our natural ability and capabilities of being who we are as powerful melanites from the cosmos. You have been de-armed. You're no longer armed with who you are naturally. Okay, so statistics of unwed women. The statistics depicts the percentage of births to unmarried women in the United States from 1980 to 2021. In 1980, some 18% of all women in the United States gave birth were unmarried. As of 2021, the percentage of birth to unmarried women has increased to 40%. Now, in 2016, 28% of all births to non-Hispanic white women occurred outside of marriage, a figure that is almost twice as high as the 15% of births among this demographic that were non-marital in 1990. That's for genome white women. Now, they only give, when I looked it up, they went from 2011 to 2016 for Blacks. Okay. I saw one, which I just read, which was for the 2021. I not necessarily saw the statistics for 2022, 2023. Okay. So for Black women, in 2011, it was reported that 72% of Black babies were born to unmarried mothers. As of 2015, at 77.3%, Black Americans have the highest rate of non-marital births among Native Americans. In 2016, 29% of African Americans were married, while 48% of all Americans were. This is what I want to say, and this is the thing. Just because people are not married do not mean that they're not coming from a two-parent household. It just means that they have not gone to the justice of the peace or to the courthouse and filed for marriage. But if you've seen exactly how I just read that to you, that's exactly how they had it. When you look up the statistics, it said in 2016, 28% of all births to non-Hispanic white women occurred outside of marriage, a figure that is almost twice as high as the 15% of births among this demographic that were non-marital in 1990. But when you're looking at and you ask about Black women, it says in 2011, it was reported that 72% of Black babies. Did you hear the way it worded? See, when they talk about Genome women, it says 28% of all births to non-Hispanic white women. But when you're looking up the Black ones, it said it was reported that 72 of Black babies were born to unmarried mothers. Okay. As of 2015, at 77.3%, Black Americans have the highest rate of non-marital births. You can't say that because you're not really asking all of these people. Who are they asking? Are they looking at all of the registries? How would they know that? Nobody ever, like, they don't ask. They didn't ask me. Of course, they do the birth certificates. That does not mean that I don't have somebody in my house. It doesn't mean that I'm not common law married. It doesn't mean that my child is not coming up in a 2-parent house. I feel like they're always painting the picture, controlling the narrative, right? Okay. As of 2015, at 77.3%, Black Americans have the highest rate of non-marital births among Native Americans. In 2016, 29% of African Americans were married, while 48% of all other Americans were. I don't see them saying that when they're looking at the genomes. They didn't break their statistics down like that. 29% of African Americans were married, while 48% of all Americans were. Like I don't think they broke down those statistics like that. They're always controlling the narrative in order to paint the picture of what? That melanites, Black people, are immoral and that they are devils and demonic and that they only promote self-hate. But those things have been indoctrinated and trained into our communities. The police are not in your communities to ensure your safety. They're there to ensure that you do the fucked up shit you're supposed to do. I'll wait. You said, why is that? Why is what? Why are there no men in here? There are. There are plenty of men in here. JJ97, aren't you a man? Guided Air Child is a man. There are men that are watching. They just not necessarily always comment. Mr. Adrian is here. We have plenty of men. Anonymous. They don't ask questions because this is teaching. This is Bible study. Why would they be asking questions? See, this is what Jesse Peterson was saying. Why would a man follow the lead of a woman? Why wouldn't they? Why would they question what I'm saying and not be listening? Like, they have the right to question, but they could take their questions down. And go back and do your own research. Your very question is the problem with society. Are you aware of that? Dezo is a man and he's from London. He's over in England. See, that is the controlled thinking and indoctrination of the word master. That is the word master. You see? You see? Is ebb and flow? Is that what you teach? Is that what who teach? You don't know what I teach yet because you've been talking the entire time in my chat. You probably haven't heard a word I've said. You're in my chat to be a distraction and to show your intelligence, and we don't care how intelligent you are, Marcus. I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say if I have everybody believing. I never said that. What was my words, Marcus? You said, why are they not asking questions? I said, because we're here for Bible study. I'm in the midst of teaching. They have the right to have questions. No one's attacking you. You feel attacked? Why would you feel attacked? You're attacking me. You're asking the men in the chat, why are there no men? I told you there were men. You said, why are they not questioning me? Why would they question me? Why would they question what I'm saying? I have not even gotten started. They may not be questioning me because they understand what I'm saying. The word master is a real thing. Do you know master to be anything other than what I've said already? No need to apologize. You want dialogue, and I'm going to give it to you as we continue on. Do you know the word master, Marcus, to mean anything other than what I've said? Yes, you do? Really? Because I've just read it to you straight from Webster's dictionary as well as from etymology. So what do you know master to mean? I didn't ask you what you know. I asked you, what do you know master to mean? You said, yes, you know it to mean something different. I've just read it to you from the dictionary as well as etymology. What do you know master to mean? I'm not curious about your intellect or what all you know. I'm asking you as a person listening, because you're listening. What does master mean? Because I've just read it to you. If you know it to mean something other and you say, yes, you do. So I'm just interested in what you know it to be. That's all. I'm definitely not attacking you. I was answering your question. Why would you assume that my answer to your question was an attack? Why? Because I'm a woman? Why would you feel that way? When you go to school, would you just keep asking questions in the midst of your teacher? It's all right, everybody. Let Marcus shine. Just like he asked who was guided air child. Why would that be a question to you? It's okay, Marcus. I'll wait. I'm just trying to get your understanding of what master meant to you. I just read you the statistics. I read that straight from the Wikipedia of statistics. It's not something that I've made up. What would the questions need to be? You said mass star, minister, rats, actor, kid, or that's not the word I asked you though. That's not the word I've given you. That's not the word I asked you. That's M-A, mass star. That's not what I asked you. You want us to see your intellect, then answer the question in which has been provided to you. Master. What else would you know it to mean? Oh, that's what it means to you, though. Okay. Well, when you get back over to Marcus's platform, I will join you over there and listen as you teach that. But for what we're talking about, I was giving you a definition of master by etymology and by definition only. I understand that's what it means to you, though. And I'm not negating that fact. So there's no argument here. Yes, and as you should, when the teacher is giving, as he's given. I understand. Yes. That's the way Dr. York would. Yeah, I understand. But I'm simply giving you the word master. That's what I'm giving you. I'm giving it to you as they give it to you in the Bible, as well as in etymology, as well as in the Webster's Dictionary. I have not gone any deeper than that. May I proceed, Marcus? Gratitude. So now, as we proceed, there's a few things that I want us to look at. So they want us to believe that we are not moral beings, that we are gratitude for your permission to proceed on my platform. Gratitude. They want you to believe and paint a narrative that as Melanites, we are not moral beings, and we have been demoralized by the sight of others in their opinions of us. However, we're always seen as lowest on the totem pole. Not true, not according to our standards of who we are and where we come from and what we know ourselves to be. However, that is what is painted. That is the narrative that is controlled, right? Now, the word master, and that's why I started this, the way I did. Because if you understand M-A-S-T-E-R, master, you'll understand in which the dialogue and the dialect and the controlling of the narrative, where it comes from, and why our people keep showing up the way that they are showing up. Why our people are being controlled the way they are being controlled. And why our people are not seeing themselves as the beings of higher power that they are. There is a statement on the screen that says, obey your masters. That's not just something I'm saying. That is something that they have taught. It is also scripture inside of your Bible. I'm going to read through a few scriptures. If you have your Bible, no need to turn to it, because I'm just going to give it to you, and then you can take note of it. And if you want to go back and look at what they are, you can reference. Not a problem for me. Okay. So I was looking at a few things, and again, it is reference. Yea, call me master and Lord, and yea, say, well, for so I am. That is one of the scriptures in the Bible. There is this one here that I'm going to give to you. It's 1 Corinthians 12:3. Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of God calleth Jesus accursed, and that no man can say that Jesus is the Lord, but by the Holy Ghost. Now, let me get my Bible so I can give it to you in a different way, what it says in a different, the other Bible scripture. Same scripture, just in different wordings. That's all. Hold on, let me get to it. And again, that is 1 Corinthians, in case you also want to find it. Okay. Hold on. Let me, because I know how people love to say stuff. So let me go on and put this up, because you can pay your tithes if you want to. I know how you feel about going to church. Don't want you to feel like I'm taking nothing from you. Hold on, let me get to it. Go on and hit the collection plate, if you will, in gratitude. Let's see. There you go. Almost there. Okay. 1 Corinthians 12:3. Let's see here. 12:3. So now it says concerning spiritual gifts, right? So I'm just going to read it from 12 on down, okay? 12-4. That's where I'm going to read it to. 12:1. Now, about the gifts of the Spirit, brothers and sisters, I do not want you to be uninformed. You know that when you were pagans, who was they? Who was pagans? But let's go. Somehow or other, you were influenced and led astray to mute idols. Therefore, I want you to know that no one who is speaking by the Spirit of God says, Jesus be cursed. And no one can say Jesus is Lord except by the Holy Spirit. 4, there are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but all in them and in everyone, it is the same God at work. Now, let's pause. They have now told you that there is the same Spirit, there is the same God, there is the same work. Why would they want you to believe that? Why would they want you to believe that? They want you to believe that so you will fall in line with the narrative in which they're getting ready to paint for you. They said no one can call this Jesus accursed. Let's look at what that word means. Accursed. The word accursed, by definition, being under cursed, damnable, since, detestable, or cursely. When the Bible refers to someone as being accursed, it means he will be forever, will be damned forever with no hope of redemption. That's interesting. So if somebody is accursed, that means that they are going to be damned forever. How do you get damned forever? Who would you say was accursed? Who is unfathomable? Who is doing these kind of acts? Who has done it from the beginning? Jesse Lee Peterson said that Black people did not build this country. They have not had any input into building of this world. He said the way we treat white people is unfair. He said that to a Genome Turkish young man named Hassan. That may be his truth. But if you are looking historically at the way that genomes have ran through people, killing, lying, destroying, I mean, shit, even just as of yesterday, We ain't even got to go back 500 years, 200 years, 100 years, 90 years, 80 years. We can just look at over the past 10 years. See, that's the thing. We ain't even got to argue that point that we built everything, because we know we built everything. See, in the court of law, the burden of proof lies on what? It lies on who? See, the defendant can just say, I didn't do that. The burden of proof lies on the prosecution. So we already know that we built this motherfucker. We ain't got to prove that. See, the burden of proof falls upon the genome and the genite and whatever other ethnicity believes that we had no hand in the building of this land. They cannot do that, because to tell the truth and stand and say that and then go historically and look at it, what they say, tell the truth, you shame the devil. I'm just saying. Now, we all come with many gifts, as I have one myself. I have many gifts. My gifts were never given to me by the Jesus character. But they want you to believe that, because if you believe that, that means you are now under their control. That means that you are being mastered by an entity outside of yourself. And if you're being mastered by an entity outside of yourself, that means you must fall in line with the narrative that that entity has now painted. Now, when we're speaking of the word entity, we are not just talking about the Jesus character being an entity or that oppression that that energy carries. We're talking about the entity of the elite, the government, all of it. They're an entity. And they're the controlling fascists of this planet. And they are mastering and puppeteering. So when Mike Tyson says, when you give someone control over yourself, they have now become your master. Why would they want you to believe? Because again, I started this by saying to you, who knows, just a moment, who knows if that you were supposed to refer to the Jesus character as your master? I just read to you what the definition of master is. A man who is in authority and controls. Correct? Grateful 1509. What is the question? And welcome and greetings. What's your question? Well, as she types her question, it may be a long question. She may have to type it out. I'm going to read you Philippians 2:11. And that every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of the Father. So now, how is he the master when he has a master, doesn't he? See, there was something else I found, because they keep saying, because we talked about mothers and fathers, and let me get to it. Miss Grateful, your question must be long. Where's your question at, Mama? Hold on. Okay, here it is. Matthew 23, 8 and 10. But be not ye called rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ. Should I read that part again? I will. Matthew 23, 8 through 10. But be not ye called rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ. So not only is Christ your master, the rabbi is also your master. So you're not supposed to call your rabbi, you're supposed to call him your master. Everything is mastering you but you. Everything is mastering you but you. I don't know if anybody else notices, but why does it seem like it's such a quote unquote sin for you to build yourself up, or how can you build yourself in community when everything outside of you is mastering you? They want you to fall under complete control. I'm not making this up. Grateful, where your question at? Okay, let me finish reading this. Even Christ, and all ye are brethren. So all of them are brethren, but masters. Okay. Now, here you go. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. Let's go to Matthew 23 in this Bible. Let's read it in a different way, shall we? Let's give it the breakdown that it deserves to make sure. Yeah, Matthew, we're gonna go on back to Matthew, and I'm gonna read it to you from the new version of the Bible. Okay. Okay, Yehuda is Yehuda. So 23, 8 through 10. But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. How that work? How does that work? So you have one teacher, and everybody else is your brother. So you ain't got no sisters. But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. And do not call anyone on earth father, for you have one Father, and he is in heaven. Nor are you to be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Messiah. Nor are you to be called instructor, for you have one instructor, the Messiah. The greatest, 11, the greatest among you will be your servant. That's interesting. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. So you said, is he God or the creator? Yehuda is your spirit. He is your internal pineal gland. He is your frequency. He is the connection to your soul. When you ask questions about the God or the creator, that means you are still looking outside of yourself. You're still asking religious questions. Ask the right question. As he should. And again, Marcus, that is your truth. You will not find argument with your truth over here. If he sends you answers every day, then those are the answers that you need to stick by, because that's what works for you. See? You understand? Because apparently that is what is mastering you inside of you. Or you're a master. So whatever your truth in that you stand in, there's no argument here. Because that is what works for you. That's your truth in your everyday purpose. We're speaking about Matthew 23, 8 and 10. You say you don't ask questions. I don't look for arguments. I don't argue with people that against my morals. We don't know what your morals are because it's not our business. That's why your words should be true to you. That's why you should not argue. If people are asking you what your morals are, that means they're looking for argument. That's not their business. Do you understand? Whatever your morals are is not our business over here. We don't care what your morals are. That's what we're talking about. You should be mastering yourself. Are you not the master of yourself or the master? I didn't assume anything. I'm speaking. What's wrong with you in assumptions and projections, sir? I didn't assume anything. I'm speaking as you're speaking, correct? Correct, sir? It's a cult. Someone's in a cult, but it's not over here. We believe in free thinking. Where do you find fault with that? Everybody, why can't everybody speak? You're speaking. You asked in the beginning, why is nobody asking questions? Now you have a problem that they are free speaking? Oh, you want to master over here. You can't master over here. We don't have masters over here. We're free speaking agents over here. It's a cult. By what definition? Let's look up the word cult, shall we? Don't go anywhere, Marcus. You made a point. Let's see. We'll look at it for you. No problem. The word cult, by definition, a system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. Who said that over here? We're speaking about freedom of the mind, freedom of the soul, freedom of the spirit, not being mastered. See, that's the difference. By definition, a cult is a system of religious. We're non-religious over here. We're all soulful and spiritual beings of free thinking. But see, by definition, a cult is a system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. We love all of the deities. We love all of our ancestors. We show gratitude to the soul and to the spirit, Mother Adina, which is your DNA, as well as your spirit connection. See? Whoever sent Marcus sent them to the wrong platform, but that's okay. We'll help them understand today. So now, that's okay. That's okay. Let's look at cult definition sociology. A relatively small group that excessively controls its members. Anybody here being controlled? He can't understand JJ because he doesn't know how to listen to a woman. See, that's his problem. That's why he asked, why are no men questioning here? He could not hear the message or information. But this is a relatively small group. See, we're not a small group. I'm worldwide. I didn't assume anything. I'm stating it by what you have now stated, sir. You're assuming that. You keep using the word assumption, but you have assumed that this is a cult. So who's assuming, you or myself? See, you can't bring something to the table that you are not willing to stand in. See, that was the teaching of what I'm saying in the beginning. I hope you were raised by a woman because you have a mother. Again, you assumed that this was a cult, did you not? So again, it's okay for you to assume, but for me not to speak freely. Why is that? I'm just giving you the floor because you need attention. And I'm not assuming that. I'm speaking as how you have shown. You did. Absolutely did. So now what gave you the audacity and the right to assume that this is a cult? Because you don't like assumption though, correct? But I'm giving it to you by definition of what it is. And the free speaking people that you are now in a chat with have told you otherwise. Can you not stand corrected, or do you need to still be assuming? You're still not going to deflect on what we're doing today. This message still will be given, but let's let you have the attention that you need. Because you don't like assumptions, right? So why would you come to someone else's place of existence to assume? You've assumed a whole bunch of things from the beginning. You said there's no men in here. That was an assumption. You never said when the men stepped forward, you never said that you stood corrected. But you have not stood corrected. You have not said you've been corrected, sir. You just keep trying to find fault here. This is not the place for you then. It was not a question. It was an assumption. You said this is a cult. Did you not? Did you not? See, that's an assumption. You said, why is no one asking questions? When people chimed in to tell you why they were not asking questions, you then accused them of all being in a cult. But you didn't come in here with loving energy, did you? See, people cannot tell people, Marcus, how to react to their actions. You cannot come here and master. You're assuming that they're attacking you, but you have just attacked them. You said that they were in a cult. So are they not allowed to respond to your ignorance? They're feeding you the same energy because they are free thinking people who cannot be mastered. Do you understand? You speak as if you want them to shut up. Can they not speak? Why would they need to sit quiet? You came to their home. See, they live here. So now, can I proceed, young man? Or are you still in attack mode because you have attacked our home over here? I still have not seen an apology issued to our family over here. I don't want you to do anything. You're not even welcome here with that energy. I didn't invite you here. I didn't ask you to come here. Why would I care if you sat quietly? They are not sitting quietly. You wanted them to sit quietly. I don't even care if you're here or not. So why would I want you to sit quietly? You are of no consequence to my existence on this planet. I didn't even know you existed before you started speaking disrespectfully in my chat on my platform that you were not invited to. Do you often go to people's homes and overstep your bounds, sir? Hmm? Hmm? The question is, do you always find yourself at other people's homes being disrespectful to their home? He's not a distraction. He's learning how to behave today. He has not apologized to our family. See, we're not a cult, we're a family of free thinking people. We are divine kinship. We are the soul body of the spirit family. No, sir, we don't see. What we will do, though, is see you the fuck out of our home, because you are now not welcome here. Moderators, please exit Marcus. Please walk Marcus out of our home, please. Respectfully, go enjoy your learning on a different platform, sir. You have not apologized to our family, and for that, you are no longer welcome here to learn, sir. We've given you the opportunity. We've given you the opportunity, sir. All right, family. Matthew 23, 8 through 10. I will read it one more time. But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. And do not call anyone on earth father. Let's just stop there for just 1 second. So who would the one teacher be? How could you possibly have one teacher? How could you possibly have one teacher? Excuse me. Who is the masters that they speak of in the Bible that they want you to obey? Who would be teaching you? Who would be instructing you? They've told you to honor. See, this is how they double talk you. They say, honor your mother and father, but then say, don't call no one on earth your father, for you only have one, and that's the one in heaven. Where would that be? You only have one in heaven. You only have one teacher. You can't speak to your father because you must go through your master. Somebody make that make sense. Because see, when I needed to speak to Greg, I went to Greg. How can you go to your father, but you got to get through the master? I'm confused on it. It says, but you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. We have no sisters, apparently. You only have a father with no mother. How is that possible? Greetings and welcome. And you do not call anyone on earth father, for you have one father, and he is in heaven. So let me look this up, because I want to give it to you by definition. The word God, by definition, and we've looked it up before. the creator and ruler of the universe and source of moral authority, the supreme being, a superhuman being or spirit worshipped as having power over nature or human fortunes, a deity. Wait, that's a whole bunch of different things together, isn't it? I still don't see Father in there nowhere. Where's the Father at in there? I don't see Father in there nowhere. Anybody see Father in there? Because I didn't see it. You can ask your question, Soul Journey. Miss Grateful didn't ask her question. You can ask your question. I was waiting for Grateful's question. You can definitely ask one. Do not think that you cannot ask questions over here on this platform, because you absolutely can. It is the manner in which you ask it and being respectful and disrespectful. You understand me? So Grateful, if you have a question, you're welcome to ask that. And so you are welcome to ask your question as well. Yes, I will read it again. God, the creator and ruler of the universe and source of all moral authority, the supreme being, a superhuman being or spirit worshipped as having power over nature or human fortunes, a deity. Just trying to understand. Don't see Father in there anywhere. You said, do I have a good etymology book? Because I haven't found one. Typically, when I'm using or looking at etymology, I will go to, let me give it to you. Hold on. I will go to the online etymology dictionary is usually where I go to. So, okay. But I don't see the word Father in there anywhere. Okay. So now, but you have one Father, and he is in heaven, nor are you to be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Messiah. Okay, so let's look that up. Messiah, the promised deliverer of the Jewish nation, prophesied in the Hebrew Bible, a leader or savior of a particular group or cause. That's interesting. That is interesting. So how can, that's interesting, because that's not what this just said. Nor are you to be called instructor, for you have one instructor, the Messiah. One instructor, the Messiah. Messiah, by definition, the promised deliverer of the Jewish nation, prophesied in the Hebrew Bible, a leader or savior of a particular group or cause. This really seems like it just keeps talking round and round and round in circles. But again, they have told you, so he's your master. That means he's going to teach you. You can only have one person to teach you, which is going to master you. Why would I need for only one person to be able to teach you? See, that's where Marcus went wrong. He thought that he can only learn from one source. He didn't come here to learn. He came here to teach. So when I said to him, I said in indirect fashion, do not teach in my chat. See, he was a little thrilled even then. He came in immediately asking questions. He asked who Guided Airchild was. Why would that ever be his business? Why would Guided Airchild be his business? And that's where he fucked up at, Guided, because see, that's what we do over here. We debunk the confusion. If you are allowing these people to tell you you're being mastered, that you need a master, that means that you don't understand who you are. That means you don't control your own narrative. Since when should you not control your own narrative? See, but they have it throughout the Bible. I'm just going to go through and just read all of these different scriptures that I have found. Okay. When I looked up master in scripture, there were several. In Jeremiah 1:12, then he said, the Lord unto me, thou hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it. These are all under master, okay? Let's see here. Let me see. Let me get you some good ones. Philippians 2:11, and that every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord to the glory of the Father. Why does every tongue need to confess that? He is the master of what? Somebody answer me this. There has been one time, usually, that you hear the word master. And when they say master, they usually use it towards the quote unquote devil, the Satan, the adversary. What is referenced when they use the word master? Master of what? They have not told you what Jesus is the master of, but they have told you what Lucifer, the Satan, quote, Beelzebub, quote, the devil is the master. What is that entity the master of? Somebody please answer me. Somebody tell me, because I know we know. The master of confusion. Gratitude, Latoya G. Master of illusion. Perfect, Molly. Destruction. Illusions. Gratitude, Lilia. Destruction and manipulation, Tangi. Master of deception. Now, can somebody tell me what is Jesus the master of? I'll wait on that. Because your scripture says, ye call me master and Lord, and ye say, well, for so I am. So what is Jesus the master of? This guy is stupid. Bullshit. I mean, is it not listed in the Bible what he's master of? I'm just trying to understand. Let's see. Lastly, in Matthew 23:7, he was called master, which is rabbi in Hebrew. It means my teacher. Master has many names with same meaning. Okay. Jesus says in Matthew 6:24, no one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve two masters. Somebody tell me why you cannot serve two masters. And then I'm going to tell you why you cannot serve two masters. Somebody please tell me in the chat why you cannot serve two masters. You say, aren't the two the same? And is. And is. Right, Soul Journey. You say it's a sin. But why is it a sin, Chantel? Why is it a sin to serve two masters? Still I Rise says, but I thought they said it was only one master. Slaves are devoted to one master. There you go. Because you're a sovereign being. How could you, let's look at this word serve. Let's look at serve. Let's go to definition and etymology of serve, shall we? By the way, Marcus, if you're somewhere punching the air and you want to actually do a religious and biblical debate, I'm up for it, but never inside of my Bible study. Okay. So if you ever want to schedule an appointment with the governess to sit up on the governess platform, you are welcome to do that when you schedule for a religious or biblical debate. Okay. Gratitude. Serve, perform duties or services for another person. So what duties are you performing for this entity? What service are you performing? Because you're supposed to serve the master. It's what it says right here. I'm not making it up. It says it. Matthew 6:26. No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. And when we look at the word serve, perform duties or services. Okay. So now, okay, we can go to etymology. Let's go to etymology of it. I don't mind. Etymology of serve, to render habitual obedience, to owe allegiance to. Why would you owe allegiance to that? Your soul and your spirit, Mother Adina and Yehuda, does not require you to serve or to, what's the word? Render habitual obedience to. They ask you to be obedient to yourself. Owe allegiance to. Why do you need to do that? I don't have to owe allegiance to anyone. See, when you owe allegiance to, that means they are mastering you. They have control over you. How can you be living in the quote unquote free world and someone thinks they are the master of you? You cannot serve two masters. I don't serve any master. I am my own master. I do not owe the allegiance to anyone. So now let's look at the word allegiance by definition, because I don't want nobody to get confused on what the fuck we talking about. I know how y'all like to break shit down, master. Allegiance, loyalty or commitment of a subordinate to a superior or an individual to a group or cause. Let's look up the word subordinate. Did you hear me? Did I say that right? Did you hear that? Loyalty or commitment. At no point in the teaching inside of your church did it ever tell you to be loyal to yourself, to be committed to self, to stand up for what you believe in. If they cannot teach you to stand up for what you are naturally inside of self, that is why our community is being mastered, degraded, indoctrinated into a false ideology. You cannot stand alone inside of your own servitude of self and thinking of self. Because when you do, come on, because when you do, how many of you started feeling guilty when you were breaking out of the Jesus programming? You did not want people to think you were crazy. You were so terrified of excommunication. Why would that matter? How you serve, praise, worship, what you believe in is a private thing. It is your intranet. Your private communication system in which the energy in which you give your loyalty, your allegiance, that's private. That's your intranet. Why is that anyone else's business? How is that affecting anyone else? If you choose to serve Jesus, that is great. That is a wonderful thing for you. Doesn't mean that anyone else has to. They come to your door. They integrate. Oh, I'm gonna say integrate. Child, no, I will not be making up words today, Malika. I cannot even say it out my mouth at this moment. I can't say it. I don't know why. It's right there, and I can't even say it. I'm gonna just use the word question. They will question you to death, Malika. I'm not gonna make up words today. Don't do me. Don't do me, Malika. I ain't gonna interrogate. There you go. Child, I said, you heard what I said. That was not the perfected word, okay? And I'm not making up words today, Malika Music. Okay. Interrogate, to question. They will interrogate you of your yeah, don't do me, Malika. Okay. So they will interrogate and question you at your doorstep of where you live about how you think or live. Why would that be their business? Y'all, we have this thing going, satellites. We have this thing going where motherfucker will say a wrong word. We will add it to our dictionary. We have a few. Okay. Greetings, Mr. Fonzo, Letitia Smith. Welcome, everybody. Okay. Listen, why would that ever be their business? I'm not going to go to a Juicy J, Jesus believer, and tell them that they are wrong, but they will come to you. They will find you. That is cult-like. Is anybody, excuse me, misunderstood about that? Integrated. Fully integrated. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what a cult is. See, over here, we're free thinking. People get upset when they can't come over here and disrupt and push their agenda because we don't give a shit. I'm just asking a question. We don't give a fuck about your question, though. If that's what you believe and that works for you, good. That has nothing to do with what we're saying or what we're teaching. Well, I'm never going to argue that point. If you live by the Bible, you stand by the Bible, you feel like you understand the Bible, and that's how you live, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. As one band, one sound. We don't go from door to door. If you come here, you come here. Gratitude, Jean. Gratitude. If you come here, you come here. If you hear it, you hear it. If you don't, you don't. We're never going to push anything. We're all free thinking people. Not everyone in this chat may believe the exact same thing. You may have an understanding, and then you go and you dig deeper in whatever that understanding for you is. That is the point. You are not being mastered. I want you to break free from any master outside of yourself. Nobody has still told me what Jesus is the master of. We know he turned water into wine at some point. But people do that all the time, don't they? You put some fruits and let them ferment, and put some water in that, and you put some yeast and some other shit, and you got wine. He was a healer, but shit. So says your Bible just now. You ain't even supposed to have no instructor. So what are doctors? How were they getting their information? Jesus is teaching them. I'm gonna need somebody to make the shit make sense. But I'm gonna wait on somebody to make it make sense for me. But okay, you said Jesus was a man incarnated here just like us with the higher consciousness. Well, where's his body at? Where are the bones? Where are the remains? They told you that he rose after being killed. He rose. After being murdered, he rose. Where is he? He died again? They said they opened up. See, I know the Bible. They said that they opened up the coffin. It was gone. His body was gone. He was seen by Mary walking through the forest, the woods, the trees. Without knowledge, no understanding. Where is his body? They told you he got killed, he was murdered, and rose again. What was learned there? I need to know what you learned, because he's your teacher, right? He's your master. So you are in belief that Jesus actually existed. You say they lied in the Bible, the body stayed, but his soul. But why would they lie in the Bible? Why would they lie in this Bible? So if they lied one time, I have to assume that a whole bunch of shit is a lie, no? Because at the back of this Bible, it says, let no man change anything inside of this book. Why would they have lied? What would have been the cause of that? Because they're still teaching, quote unquote, his teachings. So what would have been, what would have been the point of that? The body stayed. Where's the body? Scholars will tell you that there's no body. But what's the truth is what I'm asking you. What's the truth? Where's the body? Was he hidden? What would have been the truth? What's the truth that's being hidden? I'm being so serious. What's the truth that's being hidden? You say the Vatican. The Vatican is what? That's where the truth is being hidden, in the Vatican. But what's the truth? The Vatican is a conjunction of two words, vactis and can, serpent and prophetic. The Vatican, and you can look that up, vactis. Let me do it for you. Okay, prophetess, mouthpiece of a deity. Let's see here. From the Latin, a seer, meaning prophetic. Right? Can. Let me go here. I hear you, Obatala. Okay. So here, right here, by definition, by etymology of Vatican, the whole word, right? Soothsayer, prophet, seer. The most others seem to think is related on one notion of the hill of prophecy, foretelling, prophesying. Now, again, if I had more time, because I have looked it up before, it is a conjunction of two words, Baptiste and can, prophetic and serpent. So the Vatican is the home of the prophetic, which is, they told you, a soothsayer, prophet, a seer, of the prophetic serpent. Who do you know the Vatican to be? You know? It doesn't matter what name you put on it. There have been many, many prophets here. Because see, when you break it down and you put the Yeshua on it, or the Yahshua on it, or the, any of these spins on it, and you take the blonde hair and the blue eyes off of it, you put the locks and you put them back up on the cross, like, you still have to get to the bottom of it. You still have to break it down. You still have to give some understanding to it, to this, who this is. And then when you get down to it, because see, then she said they lied about a whole bunch. Yes, and if you look at the crest on the door, Jean Marie, it is a dragon. On the back of his throne, one, there's a dragon. On the other one, it's an upside down cross. He holds a scepter in his hand, which is a bent cross. That's an occultic symbol. The ring that they kneel down to and kiss is a dragon emblem symbol. Why would that be? I know what I'm talking about. I've done research on it many, many times over. He said he was an alchemist. He was never crucified. He escaped with his family, and his bloodline is considered one of the ruling bloodlines to date. And who are you talking about? D-Lane, who are you talking about? I'm seeing a lot of people that I've never seen over here before. Who are you talking about? Because see, we're all alchemists, all of us, and that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And where does the power of alchemy come from? See, to speak on one thing, you have to speak on a whole bunch of things. We're all alchemists, are we not? It's a lot of new faces. Where does alchemy come from? Where do you get the power of alchemy? Because now we're talking about energy and energy working. They speak upon this entity as if it is has superpower, superhuman. But see, when we look at the words in which we are using, it'll change the way that things are being said. The source, in the source, but in this Bible, it says the source is, and you only have one, and it says it's your Father. That's what the Bible say. Now, I don't go by the Bible, but I'm just asking, what do you believe that it is? There's no right nor wrong answers over here. I'm just Now we're having Bible study because now we're having conversation. I want to look something up. So alchemy by etymology. Medieval chemistry, the supposed science of transmutation of base metals into silver or gold. Perhaps an old name for Egypt, land of black earth, that which is poured out, to pour. The word seems to have elements of both origins. Let's see, Arabic definite article, the art of the name were adopted by the Arabs. Alchemy was the chemistry of the Middle Ages and early modern times, involving both occult and natural philosophy and practical chemistry. And alchemy was left with the sense of pursuit of the transmutation of baser metals into gold. What it sounds like to me is they are limiting what you understand it to be, because they cannot tell you that it is magic. They can't say that it's magic because they told you that magic doesn't exist. But if they can tell you the transmutation, they keep using the word chemistry. They can't say magic to you. They have given you magicians and illusionists. When you watch David Blaine in real time, in real life, with no strings, levitate, they say it's an illusion. They tell you not to believe what your eyes are seeing. Why would they be doing it? You say governors, they are not challenging you, but their own mind. Nobody's here challenging me. No, nobody's challenging me, and I don't believe that they are. We're having dialogue, which is what it should be. And that's what I was trying to get Marcus to understand. You say it's also a metaphor for the transmutation of the soul turning lead into gold. Yes, magic is the real name, is the real one. Magic is the trick of illusion. But they want you to believe that it's one and the same thing. How can you watch this man levitate? How can you watch him turn a dollar bill into $100 bill? I had a gentleman come to our table on a cruise. In my sister's hand, he did real illusions, quote unquote, at our table. He had my sister or my daughter, one of them, write something. My sister, he had her write something on a card. He put the card in the deck, and then the card was now in her pocket. How did he do that? Greetings, I am the streets. Greetings, everybody. Welcome. So how did he do that? How was that done? Is all I'm saying to you. He had my sister, he said, squeeze your hand really tight. He put a quarter in his hand. He did whatever the fuck he did. My sister said her hand got warm. She opened her hand. The coin was now in her hand. He did it at our table. He was Arabic. This is what he walked around doing inside of the cruise. How did he do it? He never touched my sister's hand. What's the illusion? Time traveling? Let's look at it. They can't say this kind of shit to you because they will not be able to master your mind. That means your mind will be expanding. You will think. That's all the fuck I want you to do. I don't give a fuck what you believe. I want you to think. I want you to think about what you said to me. You said they lied to you in the Bible. His soul left, but the body stayed. I still want you to make that make sense for me. Think about that. In this Bible, in which that very teaching came from, I want you to look at it all. I just want you to think. Skeletor, wasn't he the master of the universe, Skeletor in Thundercats? The masters of the universe. Let's look at it. You said look at the word illusion. Okay, yes, ma'am. Let's look at it. Okay. Mockery, scorning, desertion, the act of deception, deceptive appearance, apparition, delusion of the mind, a mocking, deceit, deception, a mocking, jesting, jeering, irony from past particle stem. Perfect. Absolutely. That's He-Man. That's He-Man. Okay. Master of the universe. Okay. So what the fuck is magic? What is alchemy? The illusion, it says a deception, but you're watching it in real time, but they told you not to believe your own eyes. Am I the only one that ever heard that? You say Moses came to you. Heard you. That's your truth. That's your truth, though. Nobody can tell you that did not happen, because if that's what your truth is, you experienced it. That's your truth. Nobody can say that's not true for you. Obatala. Who can say that didn't happen? It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter who it is. You say, I want to go in, but scared, LOL, but I know. You got to be able to make the shit make sense, bro. So Moses came to you. What did Moses say when Moses came to you? Because that's your truth. He tried to get me on the train with the light. Okay, that's your truth. Whether you went or did not go, or whatever that is, whatever that means, if that's your truth, you stand in that. You say, what do I think about the Nag Hammadi Bible? I've never heard of it. I've never heard of that Bible. Scriptures. I've never heard of it. See, this is the thing. People love to argue points. What I'm saying to you is, if you are being mastered by anything outside of yourself, you need to ask yourself why. Where does it come from? If you are okay with it, then that's your truth and you stand in it. And whatever consequence follows that, bring nobody else into it, because you must stand in it. Then that's what you saw, and that's what it is. You say a regular man had a pentagram with tribe rings. Then that's your truth. That's what you saw. That's what you experienced. It wasn't for anyone else to experience, or everyone else would have experienced it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. The problem is when people come and try to tell you what your truth is. This is what I'm saying to you today. Nobody can't come and say, oh, Batala, that did not happen. Because that would be a lie. You stand in your truth of whatever that is. Nobody else experienced it. Why not? Because maybe it wasn't for them. I know what I know about the soul and the spirit. People like to come over here and try to like degrade what I say or like debunk what I say. You can't debunk anything over here because I've experienced it. It just so happened the people who like to come here have experienced some of these things as well. They have not just followed what the fuck I said, they put it to the test. And when they tested what I said, they found results in it. I've heard many people put the Jesus character to the test and said, well, he just told me no because I prayed on some things and I still got evicted. See, over here, when you put certain things to the test, you don't just get the rent money. See, our people have experienced $100,000 putting shit to the test over here. New jobs and new homes that they couldn't get because they are felons. See? I had a friend of mine, she followed me for years as a Christian and still was a heavy Jesus believer, and she came to all my events. But she kept saying, I'm being pulled in more understanding of what you teach, friend. I would pull up on my friend. She'd be in her car smoking a joint, listening to gospel. But it was when she put my teachings to the test and had results and understood and felt loved and felt full in ways she still felt empty when she believed in the Jesus character. See? When she went to the grandmother of the soul and she went to the frequency of the spirit, she found results. That may not be your truth. It ain't got to fucking be. It don't have to be. What I'm saying to you is learn to master your own experience here. If you are not experiencing your own experience, that's your problem. That's not my problem. That's never going to be my experience here in this matrix. Because I understand. What I understand don't have to be anything that you understand. See, it's when people want to come and argue. There's no argument here. If that shit is true for you, then that's your truth. If it's true for you, that's your truth. Where's the problem with it? Well, we was told that Yehuda is a demon. Really? So you're demonic? Because see, Yehuda stands in the spirits. Yehuda is the spirit, the masculine part of your energy. Your soul is more of the feminine part. It is your very beginning. Every embryo is feminine. The 9 upon the arrival to this matrix. Things happen. Now, I'll wait. If you want to Google that, I'll wait. Because I know how motherfuckers love to argue. I'll wait if you need to go and look at it in a book of what I just said. I will wait if you need to go look at what I just said. The divine 9. I'll wait on it. I ain't mad about it. Because see, what I just said to you is fact. It is when you do not try the spirit by the spirit. You understand me? You must try the spirit by the spirit. I don't give a fuck if you never believe nothing I say. Don't care. Ain't no argument here. Because you can't tell me my experience. You can't tell it to me. Because you've not experienced it. I'm not going to obey anyone. What this says on your screen is what it says in the Bible. Obey your masters. Then it says your earthly masters. But it already told you in this book, don't even call none of the earth people your father. It said you only have one. But then in another scripture tell you to obey your mother and your father. Shall you be dishonored and shorten your time on earth? I know the Bible. I'm not mad about it. This book just ain't in my reality. That's all. That's all I'm saying. This book you call the Bible is just not in my reality. That's all. If it's in your reality, that's perfect. That's fine. That's fine for your experience. That's not mine. Why judge anyone that come over here and choose to experience the same experience or something similar to mine? Or choose to say, let me hear what you're saying so I can go and find my own experience inside of the diaspora of what you keep bringing, of what you're teaching. I want my paradigm to open up for me so I'll have a different experience, because that experience over there in the Christian church, I don't like it. But when people say that, you have Christians and motherfucking Jehovah's Witnesses come to your door and tell you you're going to die in a pit of hell because you won't let me make you believe the coercion that I have believed. Why is that? You have people laughing, and that's fine with me because they have no understanding of who I am and what I do and what I teach. They don't need to. It's easy to say, oh, she's drugging people at her events. They're not really experiencing a spiritual awakening, a healing, a changing. Man, y'all cap. But you have never purchased a fucking ticket. You would rather troll online and say what is than experience what is. It's all I'm saying. Because whatever is important to you that you don't want no part of, that's your privilege. See, that's what I teach. That's your privilege. That is your birthright. I don't know if you see what's on the front of this live when you clicked on it. But let me read it to you, because you may have missed it. No problem. You may have missed it. See, that lion that's on the front of this, when you look at it and you see when this go off, it'll have a picture, right? The thumbnail. The thumbnail is the mighty lion, right? Now, the mighty lion is not something that I made up. See? See that? I didn't make that up. See? This being, this deity came to me. And in my research of understanding, this is where I am. But see, exactly what you just said is, Imagine being on a young man's nuts trying to learn. I can't imagine that. I don't know what nuts you're speaking about. Are we talking about peanuts? Walnuts? Which nuts are you referring to, Obatala? See? Because whatever that is, that's still your business, just so like that. Because your oath, we owe it to ourselves to be healed, complete, and made whole. You owe that. You see, I'm not speaking of your moderators are calling my name. I don't even understand that. But you said on the nuts. I'm trying to understand. What nuts are you talking about? Like peanuts, pecans? Like what nuts are we talking about? There are a large range of nuts. You said being on a young man's nuts. What nuts does that young man have? I'm trying to understand. You left because you got kicked out, and now you came back and you're still being disrespectful, and I'm giving you the opportunity to have dialogue. You understand me? See, you can't even stand in the greatness of who you are because you keep showing up in a disrespectful manner. You're not disrespecting us. You're disrespecting yourself, because, see, we stand in truth and knowledge and understanding. What points are you trying to prove? What nuts, Obatala? What nuts? You said, let me go back up because I don't want to misquote you. I want to quote you correctly. You said, it's important to me. I don't want no parts. Now, I said to you, that's your right. That's your right, right? And I said, let me show you what's at the beginning of the thumbnail. See, it said, I promise myself any and everything that helps and best suits me, I will apply to my life. I will dedicate myself to healing, to happiness, to self-fulfillment, to love, and to understanding of self and of others. See that? I will no longer disregard myself or my feelings. It is my birthright to not be abused. See, you keep bringing abuse to our platform. See, that's why they're being disrespectful, because you're trying to be abusive, and we have the right. Understand that? See, hold on. I'm not finished. To not be misused and to live the life that I say I can have, and anything that is not conducive to that shall leave my life. See, that's why you was exited out. Okay. But you came here, but you didn't. So you came here for a reason. Now, I want you to stand in your truth as the man you claim yourself to be. When you look in the mirror and tell Quatita, what was your reason? I want you to look yourself in the mirror and be as honest with your soul as you could possibly be and tell me what your reason was. To learn and seek knowledge. When you learn and you seek, sometimes you have to listen. You have not done that. But you have not done that. You didn't come here for that. You came here to teach what you knew. You came here to do something other. And I'm not assuming, I'm saying by your actions of how you showed up here from the very beginning. See that? We're talking about our experience of you. How you have wanted us to experience you when we didn't even care to experience you. We never even asked you to come into our existence and our experience here. Nobody wrote you into their script here. You keep trying to write us into your script, and we don't want to be in your script. In case you're confused on what I mean how you interact, how you bring people into your existence. None of us asked you, Marcus, to bring us into your existence. You're forcing yourself upon us. Why is that? You could have listened quietly and peacefully, and whatever you took. Whatever you didn't take, you didn't have to. You came in demanding attention. Ask yourself, why is that? Why? Why did you come here that way? You're forcing us into your existence. Why is that? What could any one of us, there's 356 of us in total, that means 355 of us, why are you making 355 people be inside of your existence? To you, questions are seeking attention. To me, questions are seeking knowledge. We have a different understanding. You came in with questions immediately. Questions that was not that. See, excuse me, when you're learning, how can you learn and speak at the same time? Sometimes if you sit and you just listen, those same questions that you may have asked may be answered to you. It is the manner in which you keep showing up, Marcus. We did not ask. I don't need to teach you. This is what I'm saying to you. Do you understand me? I don't need to teach you. You're trying to force me into your existence to do that. We came here for Bible study to look at the Bible and look at these very words and gain understanding of what master is. You had a problem with the word master, Marcus. You had a problem, Marcus, with the word master. And I read it to you by etymology and by definition. I'm elevating my voice because I want you to hear me, Marcus. When I asked you that, you said master. Nobody was speaking of that word. You wanted us to see your intelligence and we didn't care about it. We didn't care about it. That's what I'm telling you. You are of no consequence. After today, Marcus, we will not think about you again. Do you understand? I do not want you to write me in to your script. I don't care about your physical existence. I do not care about your question, Marcus. I don't. You want me to be a part of your existence. Why? I'm not. I wasn't. You were thinking about me. That's why you came back again under a different, you came under a different name. Why? Be the man you claim yourself to be. You're not. And now I'm holding you to that. I'm making you be accountable and you don't know how to be. I don't care if you put 125 LOLs. The only person you're degrading here is yourself. I don't care. The answers for you are not here, my love. I don't care about one or two of your profiles. See, that's what you're not understanding. You didn't exist today to me. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? No, he's not lost. He understands perfectly fine. He's a narcissist, my love. And I'm trying to get him to understand. See, that's why his relationships in his life is the way they are. You are intrusive. You are a rapist. Oh, yes, you are. You are a rapist. You have came here to rape the souls and energy. You are the very devil that we speak of because the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And you are that. You are demonic in your energy. See, you can't stand in your truth, but I see your truth. I am not confused on who you are. You are a rapist, my God. No, you're the devil energy. See, that's an incarnate. I said the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy and cause confusion. What positivity that you brought today that can negate that? No. I'm telling you, in the energy and what you've brought here. Because you need attention. I am not your mother. I don't owe you attention. I don't owe you attention, Marcus. Go get the attention from your mother. The person in which should give a fuck, but apparently did not. We don't care that you're loving. We do not care. That's what you don't understand. We don't give a fuck about your existence. My God. See? You want us to care. You're engaging because you like this attention. And we are still telling you we don't care. We don't even care that you're living or breathing. Marcus, you could drop dead in 5 minutes and it would not bother anyone on this app. And we still wouldn't give a fuck, Marcus. We don't care to know you. We don't care to know you. So why are you said you came in and announced yourself to who? To who? Who did you come to announce yourself to? Who did you come to announce yourself to? Who did you come to announce yourself to? I would like for everyone to tell Marcus what they believe of him. You are a rapist in real time. You are the problem with our society. You are clickbait. Your name isn't even Marcus, my love. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is my truth. It's our truth of you. That's what I keep trying. That is the lesson. You are the lesson. You are the donkey of the day. And even after this, you still have helped me to teach exactly what you were trying to stop. And you could not. You didn't do anything but become the living. You became the living, walking prompt for my class. When you thought you came in to destroy anything or to be a distraction, you are not. You came in and showed exactly why people should control their own mind and way of thinking. Because you came in wanting to master something that you can't master. You can't even master your own life. No one here would even give a fuck to think twice about your life or your death. It is of no consequence to anyone here. So where you feel like you have conquered something, you did nothing but show everyone why the fuck they need to understand exactly what the fuck I said, which was to control themselves. Because see, you're being controlled by the system. The system have told you this is how you're supposed to show up to people to get a click and a like, to become important. See? To be able to use stuff for content. You thought you could come here and shake me and rattle me. You cannot. You did not. You didn't even disrupt anything. You became a teaching tool. And now, because you were a teaching tool, let me go ahead and give you another lesson. Any communication that you would have or have with your parent is your own problem. However your parents showed up to you, and you can paint it any way or any picture as you so choose. But the ignorance that you have displayed here is all representation of the deluded womb you came from. Apparently, someone in your life did not do their job. See, as my children don't go on anyone's platform nor internet disrespecting themselves, because you didn't disrespect anyone here. You disrespected that tainted womb in which you came from. And so because of that, we will now once again exit you because you still didn't learn, as you said you came to do, and you did not, which we don't give a fuck about. Whether you came or didn't come. Whether you experienced or you didn't experience. And again, even after today, no one will even think of you. Whatever click or like you thought you were going to get, or whatever applaud or aggravation you thought you were going to get, you didn't. You became a teaching tool. How minuscule and pitiful for you that is all that your life has become. Because see, my life is so grand all the way around the world that is the only thing that has consequence in your life that will ever mean anything is that Quatita spoke to you. Exit this nigga out of my chat. Gratitude. Gratitude. And in that order, Miss Gilletta. Now, that is the exact reason why you should govern yourself and understand who you are. Whether you like your parents or not, you should always represent them in such a way that is either going to show in what they taught you or show in what you did not want to become. Let me expound on that. You cannot say you don't like your mother because your mother is XYZ and then show up in the exact mirrored existence of what you don't like. I'm sure Marcus's mother is a loudmouth bitch who don't listen. And if I am incorrect, then guess what? It can only mean that she is mute and she has let a man run all over her and he thought that that is what he was here to do. Hello. See, that's only what those two things could be. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Someone taught him that he didn't matter, or someone taught him that he overly fucking mattered, that his opinion should run everybody's life. See, that's narcissism. He believes he can be the master to someone here. He needed his existence to matter here. What I'm telling you is, before today, no one on this platform knew that Marcus nor that Obatala existed, and nor did they care. So when Mike Tyson said to let someone piss you off and make you angry will make them your master, he needed to be somebody's master here. He is not. He is not. He didn't anger anyone. At least he didn't anger me. He needed to be the master. Do you understand me? He needed to prove that he can master something because he has not mastered himself yet. It was deflection at its finest. It was a disrespect because he could not debunk what I was saying. And the fact that I am a woman and he could not debunk it. He needed to cause confusion. And then to say that's Christian thinking. No, my guy, that is energy. Disruptive energy. Tainted energy. Low vibrational energy. The world just happened to call it demonic energy. I am quite aware of what it is. Because if anyone comes to cause confusion, deflection, distraction, to kill, to steal, or destroy, is in a low vibrational energy. The world just happened to call it demonic energy. There be no plays ran over here, like I said. If you cannot debunk what the fuck I just said, he said, oh, that's Christian thinking. But he told you Moses came to him. Isn't that what he said? Moses came to him. You mean Moses of the Bible? Did he tell you his name was Moses? I'm trying to understand. He wanted you to obey his energy. Absolutely the fuck not. His beginning statement was, why are there no men in here? When we proved that there were plenty of men in here, he said, why are they not questioning? What question? What would the question needed to have been? He did not know. When people want to deflect, what's the one thing that they do? They laugh as if they're laughing at you. You're not laughing at me. You're laughing at yourself because you can't stand under my light. And I've now made you nervous. Whoever sent them, Aubrey, they sent them to the wrong motherfucking platform. I am by all rights and accounts of what I said. See, when I say to you, that's your truth, how can you argue with that? He is a rapist. How can you argue with me telling you that's not my experience, that's your experience? That's your truth. He said, see, that's your lesson, that's your truth. It is. That is my truth of you. You're a rapist. See, that's your truth. See what? I'm exclaiming my point to you. That's my truth of you. And before today, you didn't exist. That's my truth of you. After today, you won't exist. You need to exist in my world. Why? Because I don't need to exist in yours. You matter not to me. How can you argue with that? How can you argue with that? So when there's no argue, now I have to deflect. I have to try to point back the finger to make you look like you're not making sense when you've made all of the sense and I just don't know what to say. I'm aware. You will never be a master to me. I am unmasterable. How about that? I have the right to not be abused or misused mentally or physically, emotionally or spiritually, financially and otherwise. Huh? How can you argue with that? This Bible just told you to serve a master, but you can't serve two. I don't need to serve any. I need not obey a motherfucking soul, but my own. How can you argue with that? Prove me incorrect that I need to master or be mastered by anyone. Refute that. How? Show it to me. Do it. Refute it. I did not know the Jesus character when I came upon this motherfucking matrix. And had I would have never heard that name or known any of the falsified ideology connected to it, it still wouldn't have made a difference inside of my motherfucking paradigm. Do you understand? Marcus is just like the Jesus character. Doesn't exist to me. Oop, let that sink in. Doesn't exist to me. Does anyone in this chat need Marcus or Jesus to exist because you were existing before the thought of any one of them were implanted into your mind? Huh? When you were a baby, look at your babies. Your baby is happy, living and breathing, walking, just looking at the original God that they knew, which was you. You are going to give them an infraction in your mind by telling them anything other than that. I got to teach you about Jesus so you don't go to hell. Why? They didn't even know it to live. You are training your children in the way that the motherfucking genome said for you to go. And it has no reality to it. It has no soul. It has no bearing. There's a book called 23 Minutes in Hell, where this Genome proclaims that he was taken to hell and he saw all of these things. I want to know, where did he go? Where was that at? Is it inside of the earth's core? Where is hell at? Because see, everything is lived, experienced inside of your mind. It is whatever your mind says. So if a motherfucker tell you that I'm your master, that means they control your mind. Nobody controls your fucking mind. Are you serious? Huh? Where did it exist at? There's another book called what, 60 Minutes in Heaven, or is it 23 Minutes in Heaven and 60 Minutes in Hell? It's two different books. Where is it at? It's out beyond the cosmos? Because see, Buzz Lightyear, whatever the fuck his name is, whatever they said, went up there. Just recently, William Shatner went to the edge of the ether of the Matrix. He didn't go through it. So when they went up into the cosmos and they went to Mars and Mercury. So is heaven outside of that? They got to go a little further? I need somebody to make it the fuck make sense. Where is it at? Where is it being experienced at? Because they also tell you can do anything that you put your mind to. But you can't not believe in Jesus, because we took an oath on that, and you got to believe that, or you're going to go to hell. We don't know where hell is, although you're experiencing hell every day, because they've taught you in your Bible that hell is being ran by the devil, the oppressor. They've taught you that there is an illusion. They taught you that the devil has minions and workers. That every day will be torture to you. That there will be a fire pit burning, but then they tell you that the sun is a ball of fire burning. Huh? I want you to make it make sense to me. That why when you are watching these motherfuckers mistreat you, your family, your children, and those that are around you, and there are 30 missing children, again, let me say that, in Cleveland, Ohio. The Genome has now stood up on the motherfucking contraption of the TV and told you they might just be runaways. Yeah. So you don't look for them. They've now taken one and murdered him and put him in the building and say, see, this is probably where the rest of them is. We thought he was missing, but now he's just dead. That's probably where the rest. So now nobody's going to look for the black missing children. But make sure you get to church Sunday and praise and worship service, and Where's Jesus? Somebody get him on a fucking main line, because I want to talk to him. Where is it at? I want to ask him, where is hell at? And then if somebody can also find Lucifer for me, please, because Lucifer and Satan and the devil, but see, we don't look these words up, but Quatita does. And the minions and the workers. Because see, there's a lot of evil motherfucking workings going the fuck on here. We watched police kill a 12-year-old boy named Tamir Rice in a park. Nobody did anything about it. and said that was so evil. What we eating for dinner? But they have taught you about Emmett Till for how many years? 40 years, is it? Why? Because you do know that Emmett and Tamir is the same, right? That was his loop. That was his loop. They showed you twice. You're not going to do shit about it. You did nothing about it. But here, let me let you see Caroline Bryan still living a long, prosperous life. Why did they want you to see it? So you will still be under understanding and controlled by your master, and you ain't gonna do shit because you're being mastered, because we've told you that's our job. That's what the programming is. You can't figure out how you're being programming? That's how you're being programmed. It ain't just one person got killed, a black person got killed yesterday. Many got killed yesterday. Many. And some by the hands of people that look like us. See, that's the programming. That's the training. Do you know how many people are in jail trying to figure out why the fuck they didn't kill somebody that look like them? They cry about it, show regret about it, when really they were upset that their mama didn't love them. See, that's Marcus' problem. You're being mastered. You're being mastered. You have a man by the name of Jesse Lee Peterson. You have a man by the name of Tommy Sotomayor. You had a man by the name of Kevin Samuels. See, these are people that's teaching. They needed somebody to look like you to teach you to hate you. You stand in front of any one of these motherfuckers and you tell them I love my people, and they'll ask you why. They'll say black people as if they are not black. Why? They have no morals. But you're that same they, motherfucker. You are they. They use our own fucking people. You don't understand what I keep saying to you, man. Let me break this down for you for the last motherfucking time, and let me tell you something. I want you to share this very message I'm getting ready to give to you. I want you to open up your motherfucking minds, bro, and understand why they do not want you to believe me when I say the intranet is Mother Adina, the original mitochondria, the alpha of the DNA. They told you that the God's name, the source's name, was too beautiful, too sacred to even say. That it was destroyed. But we have now learned, knows, and I have told you that the grandmother of the soul, the source energy, name is intranet. Let me give you one more time, by definition, of what they have told you the intranet means. Let me just give it to you. By definition, intranet, INTRANET, a local or restricted communications network, especially a private network created using World Wide Web software. The grandmother Adina, the Grand Council, Her name is intranet. She is the soul. She is the giver of the soul. They have never taught you in your book where your soul comes from and why it's connected to your spirit. Not everyone has a soul. They can't tell you or teach you about something they don't even have. So, your soul, my dear, is a private connection that is formulated like the World Wide Web. It is a private network. And we are connected because we are the soul body of the spirit family. Our souls connect. And so because they do not have that, they created the internet. But see, when we connect to our soul, the intranet, the original mitochondria, our DNA, they don't want you to connect. So then they put out COVID and they told you to stay separated. They didn't want you here together. But everything that they try to put out for our demise, we turn it around for our good. So we connect in this way. Our souls will always forever find each other because we're connected. They showed it to you in Professor X inside of Cerebral. Because they don't have a soul connection, so they had to create Cerebral. Cerebral is what? The internet. Where your soul connects and saves each other and comes together in a formalization and what you keep seeing Quatita do, but people keep trying to destroy it. See, these are minions. They created the internet to destroy the soul. They created the internet to destroy the intranet. And you never saw it coming because they kept you distracted. You never saw it coming because they kept you distracted. She is the original communication. Exactly. It is artificial. Artificial intelligence, my people. Our intelligence isn't artificial. So why do they keep trying to chip your brain? Because they need to become your master. There are many teachers out here that have taught us and woke us up, from Bobby Hemmett to motherfucking Dr. Blair. They do not want you to be awakened. They keep telling you that what I'm telling you is incorrect, that Yehuda, the mighty lion, doesn't exist. And why do they keep trying to attach the Jesus character to the lion? Look at the pictures. They done told you he was the lamb, so how the fuck is he the lamb and the lion? They told you that, what, May comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb? You don't believe me? Look up the picture. Why do they keep trying to tell you that Jesus is Yehuda, the Lion of Judah? How is that possible? Huh? Why do they keep putting the 7 African powers with the statue of the crucifixion of their Jesus? Why do they keep putting them together and they don't go together? Why is that? Just thought I'd let you know. Remember what I said to you. If it registers, then great. If it doesn't, throw it away. If Quatita doesn't make a difference in your life, don't come back here. I'm not doing my job for you then. Do not write me in your script if I cannot help you. That's all I'm saying. Don't let people be in your script that brings nothing into your existence. Solitude de wa. Gratitude to the soul. Philippon de wa. My soul is mine, I control me. Period. Let that sink in. Y'all enjoy y'all day. Have a great day. Enjoy everything that you're going to do today. Be great to you. Let nobody come in and master your mind. Those who control the mind controls everything. Remember that shit.